I guess I just formally want to also publicly say I'm really, really sorry. And I really mean that. I've actually tried recording this thing twice. I've made this exact video 4 times before that, though. What I mean is like just what this video is. I've tried to make this 4 times. I uploaded one, deleted it, uploaded a second one, deleted that one. And then I had one that I was working on that was pretty much finished and then realized I had to completely redo it because 2 weeks later, things kind of just changed and shifted, and I want this video to be the only video of this that kind of exists. I also got my new lights in, and I've got some new stuff going on. I even got a backlight, which I had the entire time. Also, guess what? Yeah, that's right. It's my face. So my name is Coniptuous, or Logan, if that's what you want to call me. I don't care which one you call me. One of them is probably easier. You decide which one. So some of you already know that I actually had like 16 videos I had uploaded, but I deleted them because of some complications back home that I'd rather not talk too much about because it resolved itself and I've been dealing with it and it's not so bad, but I'm finally back and I'm ready to get going. If you don't know what happened, don't even worry about it. It's fine. But I did scrub 16 videos. I had actually uploaded 16 videos back to back every single day and I was very happy about it. And I'd gotten about 2 weeks worth of content up because that's like the most I've done in a long time. I have a history of deleting channels and deleting videos. I've actually made thousands. I've been doing this for 12 years. I started in 2013, and here I am at 2025. I actually uploaded my first video ever on February 2nd of 2014, but I was making stuff before that when I was practicing and all that kind of other stuff. I was in high school then. But Coniptuous was a name that stuck around then because I'd always raged against games, and I kind of got the idea from conniption, and I wanted to kind of like put those things together of conniption and us because I just thought it sounded good. I don't know. There's not really a whole lot of rhyme and reason. I don't think everyone has the grandest reason for why, but it's a name. It's a name. So then where are all those thousands of videos? Well, they're gone, permanently deleted because I just saw no reason in having them anymore. I made a channel, then deleted it because I stupidly like view botted. This was back in 2015, early 2015, when I thought it was a good idea. I didn't think it was... There goes my mouse. I thought it was a good idea, even though now today I know how stupid it really was. But, you know, that was like 10 years ago, bro. Chill out. I was also a kid back then. I'm 27 now. Kind of almost finished my full blooming of being a young adult, about to be complete adult, even though I am complete adult. Still act like a child, though. I don't know. Depends. You really know me? Nobody does. Anyway, deleted that channel because of the botting. I wanted to start fresh, do it for real. That's when I had my most successful explosion and where I actually met a lot of content creators that are much more massive than me and I haven't talked to in a long time, and I guess I've come and gone so much that we don't really have any communication, and because I also dipped off the internet and lost all contact with everyone and everything, and I highly doubt they would ever respond to me unless they actually knew it was really me. Or just not at all. I'm not really trying to rekindle things right now. I'm just trying to get back to it because I miss this a lot. Truth is, I was very successful with that channel and met some of my more closer YouTube friends, and around 2017, I had my best explosion. We were just doing a lot of games. I did a lot of face cam, so like this isn't unusual for me. I did it all the time, and I'm back to doing it because I like doing it. I don't know. It's like just something I really enjoy. I scrubbed that channel because of like some weird falling out I had with a friend, and I was also going to college, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was also getting a job, and I just didn't see a way of doing it, and I had lost all my passion, so I just completely wiped that dang channel off. I was smart, and I kept all my videos in files because I was a strong believer in the fact that if something happened to my YouTube channel, I could lose all the videos I've ever made, and I wanted to keep a sort of line of everything I've ever made before, and I kind of did, so that was cool. I then tried making a channel again with the same name while I was in college. Didn't do as hot, but still had fun doing it because I still had a passion for it. That actually led to me getting an editing job where I worked with all the guys that are on my portfolio. You can go and check that channel out. It'll be there because I decided that I'm just not going to hide it like I was trying to do before, because why, you know? But, you know, I am still kind of looking for work, but I'm just mean like minorly. I would like for this to take off and actually be what I do as a thing, because I am pretty stable right now enough to where I could do it for free for a while. But it still would be a good idea to do something, because I was having a crisis this week with debts, but I actually managed to pretty much deal with that all in one fell swoop for at least 3 or 4 months. Still need a job. I made an X account, by the way. You can find that in the link in the description. I'm not much of a socials kind of guy, so don't expect me to say anything, but I don't know if you're looking for work, or looking for an editor. I mean, I guess I can swoop in and kind of help you out a little bit. We can manage prices or whatever. That's not what this video is about. This video is actually about the fact that I just want to tell my story and get it out of the way, because I just have to do it. I tried to do it with the last 16 videos I had, but then I had to scrub that because of the weird problem I had that I'd rather just not talk about. Keep bringing it up. I probably might as well. I sliced that channel, the one that I had while I was in college, to focus on editing, and I only did editing. And I didn't come back to YouTube at all. As a matter of fact, I just kind of just wiped that under the rug. But I kept all the videos. And so that's when I got into heavy editing for different people. And it was also my last year of college, and I was very stressed, and it was very horrible. I was trying to manage going to the gym all the time, and dieting, and having friends, and having a girlfriend, having to do school. I was also very academical. I really cared about my grades. I was a straight A student, and I liked college a lot. I was a fine arts student, and I learned pretty much every art thing they had there, from sculpting to painting to drawing to graphics design, like logo type, and I even learned some design. I didn't learn any web design. That was one that I wanted to learn. Never got into that, but I did do actual design and marketing, and took business classes. And I know that's not an art thing, I'm just saying it. Photography and videography and just everything under the sun, man. I was serious about it too. I mean, I even did film type stuff. Not movies, I mean like literal photography film. We had baths that we would put the film into, and we would take photo paper and actually make photos. It was awesome. I liked everything about it. We built our own cameras too. It was cool. Anyway, I did exceptionally well, and I really enjoyed art, and I really did well, and I went after a fine arts degree, and I was actually going to get 2 masters. Not 2 masters, two bachelors. One in graphic design and one in photography, because that was just something that I had. I found out you could have a doctorate in photography. I thought that was weird. My professor told me that. Like, I didn't know you could do that. I could probably get along with that. I don't know, but I don't want to be Dr. Logan or Dr. Elliot, and my doctorate be about photography. It would be kind of weird. To me, it's probably cool though, but I'm not much of a photographer, which is the weird part. Anyway, so I got heavy into that. I was also doing my thesis at the same time, so that really fucking blew. Especially when you're trying to get ready to do 2 of them at once. But I didn't do the graphic design one because I wanted to do everything that was there before I could. And also, I think I was 1 or 2 classes away from being able to do that, so it's not like it was going to happen anyway. I had a lot of stuff I was doing. I was working for 6 clients, editing videos every day, every week. And I had a job. I actually got another job on top of that because I was trying really hard to make it possible for me to get through things. And I had a lot of money, but my God, was it not worth any of it, because the thing is that I also didn't earn a whole lot, because everyone that I was working for was underpaying me by just a lot. And some people were extremely aggressive towards me, in different ways. And also some people wanted me to do things that for free that I probably should have made people pay for. There was a weird line between friendship and business that got really blurry right there. And also I was having trouble saying no, because I was the type of guy that liked to say, yeah, I'll do it, it's no big deal, it'll take 5 minutes. 2 hours later, time wasted. Anyway, what I really want to say is that around that time, I had one of the biggest falling outs I could have had with anyone, because of something stupid that I did, and just the situation in life and everything else was just pretty bad at the time, and just, I don't know what the hell happened, man. But I'm gonna tell it because I want it to be known, and I don't want it to hide, because I don't care about hiding it. I spent 5 years angry at myself about it, and no one else was angry at me at all because everyone I talked to about it was cool the second I told them. There's only 2 people that just completely ignored me altogether, would never even tell me if they knew. So here's the thing. When I was in college, I was helping a guy with a rose bush, and I got like horrible sumac all over my body because I did not know I was allergic to that. I had heard about poison ivy and poison oak, but I had never heard about sumac. Poison sumac. That was my first time getting introduced to it. I had it all over my arms, all over my junk. I had it all over my legs, my back, my stomach, and I couldn't get rid of it no matter what I did. I also got COVID at the same time. So that freaking sucked. So I decided to do something interesting. I was out taking photos of things from my thesis. Never used them, weirdly enough, but it was in this backtown place that was pretty horrible. And everything went totally fine. I came back to the dorm, and I just thought that I would mess with my girlfriend. I have never pulled a prank before, and I've never done one on her. And I honestly thought that she was the type of person that wouldn't even think it was real. And I told her, hey, I got beat up while I was out there. And when she came back, she was worried, and I was going to tell her. But for some reason, I just didn't say a word. I didn't say anything. And the second that happened, I was so angry at myself because why would I act like that was a fact? It was the stupidest thing I could have done. I managed to pivot away from that. I actually talked to my grandmother who was a nurse practitioner, and she would like deal with my pharmaceutical needs, and she was helping with the sumac and the COVID thing. Back then, they had no idea what the hell that even was. We're talking like 2019 and between 2020. Just really fucking sucked, man. 2019 and 2020 were the worst years of my life. 21 wasn't the worst, but like it wasn't great either. I know everyone else would say it was the worst year, but how about we just say between 2019 and 22, it just fucking sucked. I was adding fuel to a fire that had bombs in it, you know? Essentially what ended up happening is, I tried not to tell anyone about it, but she did, so that didn't help anything. I told no one, don't worry about it. And that's when a couple of the guys that I edited with got in contact with me, like needing videos, and I was like, God, I can't. I had videos for other people to do that were paying more that I had to focus on, but they were demanding that I deal with their stuff for like way less for honestly not as much as well. And I was just like stuck in the middle of trying to do 6 classes and do a thesis and do a job and do another job and then do other jobs on top of jobs, and people that weren't, you know, as cool or charismatic as for me. You know, it kind of made things a little bit worse. And I am never going to say anything bad about any of them because they were all good. They were all nice. There's a lot of things I could say about learning not to blur business and friendship to think you can get something out of people because that's not cool. But also I had to blame myself completely for the fact that I also didn't know how to say no to shit that I knew I could say no to, and also just take time off. But I was a very stupid kid and didn't know anything, and I was panicking 90% of the time because I honestly didn't think I was going to graduate because I didn't think I could finish my thesis. I didn't even finish my thesis until the last day, and I worked on it the entire semester. I was not one of those people that did things at the last minute. I was working on it. I mean, I did it. I succeeded. Of course, I was really upset because I got a B on it just because it was there. Apparently, during the meetings, I didn't present enough stuff, and that was the only reason why they made a B. Other than that, I would have gotten an A, which I thought was pretty bad. I hated it. It really sucked. Don't get me wrong, a B is a nice high grade, but to me, it just like my thesis out of everything that I've taken. Sorry, I should get back to the thing that is actually the problem. I'm not going to talk on about nonsense. Yeah, I lied about something. I lied about getting beat up for no reason at all, just to mess with somebody. I had always been the person that hated lying, so the first thing that I did was just like hold myself so accountable that like I stressed myself out more. And I hated it, and I didn't know how to talk to people or look people in the eyes because my God, I just fucked up real bad. I told somebody something that wasn't true. I took it hard because I take lying so seriously myself. Anyway, so they got in contact with me, like 2 of them, wanting me to do some stuff, and I decided that I had a plan to get out of work so that I could focus on school and come back to it and do it right. And I told them the same story. And they said, oh, okay, we'll wait, take care of things. Felt even worse. And then I had another idea. What if I get a surgery that fixes the problem so that I'm not hurt and so that I'm fixed and so that there's never an issue again? You roll lies to cover up lies in a nice little pig in a blanket, but the pig is a little piece of shit that deserves to die, wrapped in stuff that's not good for your body. Well, depending on how many calories you eat, because it's not actually that bad for you. Everything has moderation to it. And I did that. And one of them was like really nice to me about, because I went through with the whole thing, by the way, and it worked. The worst thing I ever did in my mind, because I felt like, why did I do that? I never had to. All I had to do was tell them, like, dude, I have some serious shit that I'm dealing. I got to go deal with it. That's what I would do today, but I was too stupid back then to know any different. No excuses, by the way. You can hold that against me and say, yeah, no, you're a fucking idiot. I agree with you. You're not going to get some crying disagreement crap that you get on YouTube. I'm sincerely saying this was my fault. This was my doing. This was something stupid I did. I get it. It probably isn't as bad as some of the shit you hear people doing, but I still want to tell my side anyway, because that's all I need is if something does work out, one of them knows like, oh yeah, that guy right there, he's a because of this, and this, and like something that happened years ago that we've already moved past because you wouldn't talk to me about it in private is just going to get me canceled or something. So I'm bringing the cancellation before cancellation ever comes to cancel. It makes no sense. Yeah, so then what? Well, then it was over, right? But that guilt, like when you tell a lie, like I would have gotten away with it so easily. I could have just walked away and nothing ever happened. But I cared too much to let that slide. It didn't take me long after I'd gotten out of school to just be like, no. You're going to go right up to every single fucking person you said that to, and you're going to tell them the truth. And I did. I started with my friend, and he immediately forgave me. He's like, oh, dude, no, it's cool. I'm just glad you're okay and that nothing bad ever happened to you. And he said, but why did you do it? And I told him, because I'm an idiot that was just stressed and panicking over something stupid, and I just did something out of nowhere and never backed out on it at all. Then I told my girlfriend, and she was wildly supportive of like the idea that like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I've done it too. Like she literally gave me a story of how she did something like that. And I'm like, how is everybody cool about this? I told my teacher that I told my friends that I knew about that I could at least get in touch with afterwards, because by the time that I got ready to tell people, the schools had closed down because of the giant virus that was coming around. And so we had to like do school from home, which was cool. And stuff like that. By the way, I told my friend in person. I told my girlfriend, not in person, but we talked about it a lot on the phone, because I would call her. Now, I also told pretty much everybody that I edited for, especially the guys that I felt like I hurt the most. And I want to tell you about this. I'm not going to tell you which one it was, but one of them, I was having like a debt crisis, and it was during the surgery lie where I needed money to pay for that. It wasn't entirely a lie that I had to get medication for the COVID sumac situation, so none of that was a lie. But what I really fucking hated is that one of them decided to gather their audience together and raise money to pay for the bills. And it was like so unexpected, and I felt so bad about it. Like they gave me like $150, and that was a lot to me. And that really was what broke me enough to say, no. I ended up and by the way, I know this doesn't cover anything. Let me say it. I ended up sending him almost triple that because I felt that bad back to him to pay that back in some way, even though I know I could never give that back to his audience members, which I wish I could do. I know most of them donate to him all the time, so in my mind when I did it, I was thinking, okay, they're going to give that money to him anyway, but I will double if triple it for them to give to him in a sense, just because I felt like I owed him sevenfold for my stupidity. I even did the same thing with another editor. I gave him way more, and I probably should have given that to him, but he was having house troubles, and I wanted to help him out with that. For the exact same reasons, he did not have his audience give me anything. I just didn't know how to give an apology properly. I ended up sending them letters apologizing and telling them everything. They did not respond. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if they know to this day. I have tried sending letters to them so many different times, but they constantly ignore me or they just don't get them. I don't know which one it is. As a matter of fact, one of them streams a lot and I've jumped into their chat to talk to them. They're really nice to me and say hello, but I don't think they know it's me. But if they do, they're just leaving it alone, which could be a good thing. You know, like they could be cool, but I still have that guilt in my stomach, so I don't really know, but I'll get into that. I'm trying to keep this as raw as I can. I'm probably not even going to cut any of this. I just want it to be raw, man. That's what happened. I actually ended up quitting editing, and I dropped out of school, and I'll tell you why. My girlfriend broke up with me after 2 years of being with her, and the first thing she said to me is, and this was like months after this happened, by the way. This had nothing to do with it. She told me she just wasn't feeling it anymore. And she felt like God was telling her she had to. And I had given her this like little crystal gift thing because she was asking for it. I wanted to get it for her and I did. And she brought it up to me because we went on a walk to like really talk about this. I did not take it well. I'm going to be real honest with you. But she showed it to me. It was like broken in half. And she said, yeah, this is like a sign from God telling me that I need to do this. And I still love you and care about you. And I really want to be with you, but I feel like I have to. And I just kind of believed her. And I've always had this belief in my heart that you can do whatever you want to do. You're your own person. I don't own you or anything like that. Is it heartbreaking? Does it hurt like hell? Yeah. Especially with some of the moral things that I believe on my heart, but you don't need to know that shit. So that like brought me down so low that I couldn't even like finish school. I had to just kind of leave, which sucks because I was 4 classes away from getting like a bachelor's and it was right there. And then I got hit with like a $7,000 debt fine because something happened with the school and their debtors, and now I have to pay that in order to even do that, and it's like somehow separate from the actual loans that I had, which is bizarre as hell. I wish I could explain that shit. I don't understand it. Don't even ask, because I still don't. I actually talked to the people that run that kind of stuff, and they were like, yeah, we don't know what that is. Okay, anyway, continuing. So that's when I decided to quit editing, because I had to leave. I was just going to get away from the internet as a whole, so I dropped every editing job, and I tried really hard to tell people I need to leave, but they were so angry about me leaving, which made sense, but they were not happy with me quitting. You know, actually, now that I really think about it, the way they felt is actually how I felt when she broke up with me. They felt like I was kind of breaking up with them because they were like making it very clear, especially one of them, that I hurt them by leaving. And it's like, I was stressed. I was very, very suicidal because I felt so guilty and bad and just everything was going straight to hell. And I didn't graduate. I lost my girlfriend. YouTube never became anything. I had no love for editing. I just felt like it was a nightmare to live in that, and I just hated it, every single bit of it. I just wanted to die. Like, that's how bad it was. I mean, like, I hate bringing it up, but that's exactly how I felt. And they did not get that. And I just had to tell them no. That's the first time I ever said no to them. Actually, one time, one of them very specifically, when I tried to quit the first time, they told me no, you can't go nuclear. And it's like, I understand you want to keep your business and stuff alive, but you don't understand. If I don't quit now, it ain't going to just be nuking my editing job. It's about to be me nuke my life. I had to leave. Like, just everything was too heavy. And I left. Some were really angry. Some I had to ghost or they wouldn't let me leave. And I backed off completely. I deleted every single thing I had and I just left. And one of them, I didn't even get a chance to tell them that I was leaving because I just thought they would drag me back into it. And I just ghosted everyone. That's actually how I lost all my contacts and how I lost everything, because I deleted it all. A couple of years go by and I get the help that I need. I figure things out. I move past some stuff. I'm finally able to breathe again. And I decide, yeah, I really want to go back to YouTube. And I tried it for like 2 weeks, deleted the channel instantly because it's like, I couldn't do it. I was still too guilty about what happened with that I thought that I just couldn't. And then I tried again like months later, and I actually got more successful than I had ever gotten. And then I wiped that channel only because of one reason. Because no one stayed to watch the video. The videos, because I just got the instant popularity from one video because I just did something before anyone else did. I'm sure you understand what that is. Like, sometimes it's just that one thing and nobody gives a damn about anything else that you did. They just only came there for that one thing. It was Amanda the Adventurer. I had like solved all the secrets in it, and the devs specifically said on their page that there was nothing else in the game except that, and no one believed it. It's the dumbest thing in the world. So, they were stretching for that just wasn't there. Now, is it there today? Probably, because there's a lot more stuff that they can do now. They made their money. So, I mean, fortunately, I was able to apologize and tell everyone the truth, and pretty much everyone was forgiving and cool about it, like, except for 2 of them. Like, only 2 of them. Just 2. And I just can't say who they are for a lot of reasons. Now, if for whatever reason they see this and they're hearing it, there's no doubt in my mind that you know who you are, because one of you, I will give a reference to, told me not to go nuclear and even prayed with me. Like, you really were the coolest dude in the world. I was just very intimidated for some reason. Now today I have a completely different opinion, and I don't know. But the other one is just the nicest dude in the entire world and deserves a lot more than what he's got, but he won't talk to me at all, period. Like, in any considerable way. I haven't tried dropping into his streams. I guess I should, just to see what happens. Sometimes you gotta dip your toes in the lava and see what happens. Maybe it's cool water and it just looks like lava, or it melts your toes off. Honestly, at this point, I think I would prefer to just have the wrath just launched at me, because I'm ready for it. I literally expect it to be that. Just absolute hatred beaming in my face. And is it weird that I really kind of just want that? And that's actually about the point where like 3 years had passed and I finally got in contact with an old buddy of mine that I wanted to edit with. And him and I actually still talk to this day, fortunately. I talk to him every so often, usually talk to him up through holidays and stuff. I was going to go back and edit for him, but I was so afraid to get stuck in that place again, and I had no passion for it. I wasn't interested. I had a passion for YouTube. That still is there. I love making YouTube videos and just doing this because it's so much damn fun. All the equipment I have is like 12 years of just garbage I've gathered slowly over time, and the rig is actually for editing, but it runs everything perfectly. Some games don't respond really well, but I mean, like, I just want to tell you everything that has happened since I started until now. It's basically like what happened to Coniptuous, but it's more like I'm actually just taking you through a journey through what I went through on YouTube in a sense. I did a lot of stuff with other YouTubers. I had a falling out with one of them because he was trying to like sell me his new platform thing, and one of the YouTubers that I was friends with convinced me that he was a bad dude, and I believed it when I don't actually even know to this day, and I kind of feel bad about it, and I wish I could talk to him. I probably could. I guess there's nothing stopping me, but I don't know. Most people kind of went their own ways. Some of them became like ultra successful. Some of them broke apart because of some weird issues. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Is it important for me to tell the internet, you, about all of this? Probably not. But I want to talk about it because I want to get it off of my chest and out there and just leave it there. So no one can say like, oh, you never talked about this. You lied to all of us. Homie, it was the first goddamn thing I put on this channel for you. You know? I had a lot of high school friends that I lost along the way. I had a lot of YouTube buddies. When I ghosted the internet, they were gone. And I kind of get why some of them haven't come back and, you know, hung out or said anything because they kind of went their own ways. Because I would come and go, and eventually I probably guess you get tired of that. So like, full respect for not responding. I get it. I guess when they see that I am fully back, maybe there will be some kind of change. I kind of doubt it. I'm probably in the back of the mind so far that I'm just some kind of little bug splattered on the window that they forgot about. Okay, so that's when 2 years passed and I got a lot of therapy, and I found out that the only reason why I had no passion for the internet again is because, weirdly enough, during that time of editing, I was actually hurt a lot without realizing it. Not being paid for the things that I did, being demanded to do things, being torn apart for not doing them as expected, but then turns out that I was doing like 90% more than anyone else that came back to them and they begged me to come back. I was demanded to do things because it benefited them and not me. And I just didn't know how to say no because I thought I was helping or doing this thing, but it was really more like just them trying to squeeze as much out for the lowest thing they could get. Because in their minds, because there was just a lot of different people that I worked with, who knows, they might see this. They had this kind of audacious opinion that we needed someone to do what the bigger guys do, but the bigger guys pay those guys a lot more to get that kind of stuff. And the whole idea of paying with experience is the stupidest goddamn concept I've ever heard of. And there's a lot that could be talked about with editing abuse, but like I said, I don't really want to paint anyone as a bad guy. This is just like when I was going through therapy, what we talked about, and I had to be told that, yeah, that stuff was bad. That was hard to hear. And I still have a hard time saying it. Like, I mean, I really do. Like, a lot of late nights just making stuff and like hours making a thumbnail over and over again because it just wasn't the right thing and not really even getting paid to do any of it. And I wasn't being paid to do any of the work. And then I got scrutinized for leaving. Like, I was the bad guy that hurt them. At first, I thought it was the lie that hurt them, but they didn't even know about that. So what does that say about them that they were so like, I don't know. Therapy is a pain in the ass sometimes because what they see is a lot different than how you see it because it's a perspective game of, well, but it has to be this. No. That's why you're in this position. So fast forward, let's say to last year. I got in contact with a friend, one of the guys that I edited with, and him and I actually ended up talking about me coming back and editing again, and I was kind of excited about it, but then him and I got into a conversation, and I had a friend with me, and we were talking about it together. It was specifically this girl that I was with, and she told me, like, it kind of looks like he doesn't really care about you as a friend. It's more like a business thing, and he doesn't talk to you or do this or whatever. And I took that way more seriously than I should have. And I thought about it, so I wanted to make my own decision on it. And it reminded me of just everything that happened to me and therapy that I had that taught me, like, yeah, stuff like that ain't good for people to like leverage your friendship for their business and never talk to you or ask you how you're doing or do anything for you and expect you to do everything for them and that kind of stuff. I want to make it very clear. There was one of them that like asked me how I was doing all the time. Because that's just him. That's how he is. And I guess I should put names and faces to all of this because now it's starting to blur together because which one was which. It's like you have all the people's names and faces, but you don't know which one was which. Don't bother them. Leave them in the hell alone. Okay? Like, just don't even. I'm just telling a story. All right? I'm sure if you know these people extremely well, you'll say, oh, yeah, this guy is probably who he's talking about. Fine. Just keep it to yourself. All right? It's not your business, really. I'm just talking about something that happened 5 years ago. Although I'm talking about something that happened last year. And I just brought it up with him. It was the first time I had ever done this before where I literally just talked to someone about how I felt about it. And I told him, like, I cannot do that again and end up in a position where I need like years of therapy again. Turns out that wasn't really the best response I could have had, but him and I just didn't talk for like weeks after that. And I think I put him in a really bad spot because he really needed an editor at the time for what he was doing and for like a very specific thing. And when I left, I think he kind of got screwed into this position where he had to find someone quick. Of course, he found many people because he's got so many people under his belt that I don't think me being gone really mattered that much. Unless he wants to tell me, you're welcome to tell me. I get it. I'm sure you have your story too. As a matter of fact, I really want to say his name because he is the only person that never wronged me in any way. And he was the coolest dude. He actually checked up on me and cared about me and really did me good and paid well. And we had a good time and hung out sometimes. And like some of the friendship stuff was actually true, but I just let so much of the past crawl back up my spine. I didn't want to be the bad guy again, but I also didn't want to be in a position where victimized, I guess. Stupid bullshit like that, you know? Anyway, I actually ended up apologizing a few times to him. The more I thought about it, the more I started realizing, like, God, I wish I hadn't done that. Like, I really do. I wish that never happened. Him and I still talk. We're still cool. We're at least friends, and we made it work in a sense because he said to me that, like, well, yeah, I do care about my business more, and I do prioritize that more. And I said, okay, cool. I mean, I can respect somebody that tells me that and not, plays with me like the other people did. I don't even think they meant to. I think it just kind of happened because, in our world today, people will use and squeeze somebody as much as they possibly can to do what they want. It's just something people do. I'm not saying it's great. It's definitely not, but it is something that we live with. I don't think he's that type of guy. I still talk to him from time to time. I've told him a few times if he ever wants to hire me again, I'm always here and I will always help out and do anything. I'm not desperate for anything. I would like to work with him again. I think that would be really nice, but I don't know how I would fit into any of that, and I don't think he knows how to fit me into any of that either. We're still friends. That's what I'm trying to say. We still talk. We made up on it. We've been doing good on that for a whole year, so like I'll leave it at that. By the way, it's the next day, and I wanted to splice this in for a moment. Something that I was kind of like keeping in was that I didn't want to talk about the negatives of what I went through with the people that I worked with. I do want to mention one thing. For the past 4 to 5-ish years, because of them not responding, the two that I talked about, it was kind of tormenting and kind of just a living hell for me. I don't know if they had it in their heads that they were being respectful and trying to be kind and not get involved, or if they just hated me in general. One of the two. But, yeah, no, that made it more of a hell for me that they said nothing and ignored me the whole time than it would have been if they had responded in a wrathful, kind, whatever way. I don't even care if it's like, hey, I'm never going to talk to you again. That would have been fine with me. Would have told me enough. But to say nothing was kind of worse. So, I just felt I should mention that. It was worse. Made things worse. The whole reason why I needed like a crap load of pretty much all the time therapy. Because I felt like my life had ended. I felt like all my opportunities were gone. I felt like I couldn't get back up on my feet. I felt like I couldn't do YouTube. I felt like I couldn't stream. I felt like I couldn't do anything artistic online because of just a couple of reasons. One, I just felt like their audiences were a little too big and that could crush me along the way. Or two, they would come in later just to destroy everything that I build for, I guess, really no reason at all other than just holding a grudge and all that hatred for so long. Although I do want to admit something, I really feel like I'm just thinking of the worst case scenarios. Knowing the two of them as well as I did back then, that's probably not the case. Now, there is one of them that I know will hold a grudge for a really long time, so there probably is a lot of anger and resentment, but not like bloody hatred, because he's not the type of person that acts out about things. And I respect that. It's okay to be angry. I agree with that. I guess I just formally want to also publicly say I'm really, really sorry. And I really mean that. I tried to keep it private for as long as I could, but I just feel like if I'm going to do anything on YouTube, I really need to talk about it and talk about my screw up. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm going to splice back to yesterday's me, and then maybe you'll see this today or tomorrow. It's the 22nd of April right now. I recorded this yesterday on the 21st, but I just wanted to say that because I think it's disingenuous if I don't talk about how I really feel and what I kind of really, really went through. I mentioned what it was like to edit for them. I mentioned the hell that I kind of went through from the stress. And by the way, I want to make it very clear. I did that stuff to myself because I didn't know how to say no. And if someone gets the idea that you don't, that, what is it? You're like available, loyal. There's a word for it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Dependable. Always dependable, in a sense. That I would just always be there to do whatever it is they asked of me because I just wanted to. So I knew I was putting it on myself, which is the reason why I never wanted to say anything negative about them. I can look at things like that. That was 5 years ago and I don't even care anymore. You know, I'm trying to forgive myself. I'm my worst enemy right now. Honestly, if I could just get anywhere with my own thoughts and feelings about it, I would be good. Like right now, I have this back and forth of finally letting it go and like not knowing how to get my fingers off of it. It's not in my grasp, but it's like I just got this little claw thing going on, like just one finger left just to let it go. But I just wanted to tell my story and get it over with so that people knew now, because it's the only bad thing on the internet I've ever done, ever. And I mean, that's good, but it's also like just, I also know that it's like one of the most petty things that's ever happened, but I think it's just like, I've always had this opinion. If you'll do something small now in the little things, when you have something big in your hands, would you do something then? I don't even want to do it with the small things. I don't even want to do it with the things nobody knows about. I don't even want to do it in my head. So, and specifically that should shine on my character because the people that I worked with, we would talk about and give documentaries of people that did stupid, horrible garbage on the internet. And I don't want to be them. For one, I find everything they do despicable and disgusting because stuff like that happened to me when I was a kid. I did not have a good family upbringing. I was horribly abused in all the ways for like a few years. I think I was 8 when I finally got out of it. And then I got into another batch of it in a different kind of way. So it's not like I want to do unto others what was done to me, you know? Like, I didn't take it that way. I think there's two paths people can go with that kind of stuff. You either become what happened to you, or you avoid that and either try to stop it or just run away from it. I think for me, I've always wanted to be the hero that tries to stop that stuff from happening to people so they don't have to go through it either. Am I successful? No, not really, because there's only so much one person can do. Okay, sorry, I think I went on a little too long. I really needed to say that because it was the only piece of this puzzle that was missing, and the whole image isn't there unless I have that in there. There's a lot more to my life that I'm going to leave unspoken and unseen because this will be the only video I do where I talk about this. And I want to leave it that way. Starting tomorrow, we're going to get into the goofs, the gaffs, and the games, and we're going to just leave this here for when people are want to question, hey, did he ever talk about this? Did he ever respond to this? And it's like, it's been here this whole time. I guarantee, like, most people won't see this. But since it's the first video ever, usually people will check out, hey, what was that first video they ever did? It's gonna be this. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I talked about that. So, let's go back to the yesterday's me. So, why am I back? Well, actually, about a month ago, I finally was able to move past my guilt. I was finally able to, like, well, okay, actually, this took a lot longer to do, but something inside me is trying to get out. I moved past the guilt. I moved past what happened, and I'm actually a lot cooler now. And, you know, honestly, I don't care. I don't really care what happens. Like, I would like for them to know, and I would like to hear their response to it. I've told everybody, and everybody's talked to me about it 5 years ago. It's just these two very specific people that are difficult. Of course, like I said, I just don't know how to get in contact with them about it because I don't think they even know me. Who knows? Maybe if I say they don't know me, I mean, like, they don't seem to either recall the name, because it's not like your name on anything really shows up very well to the memory. I don't fucking know, man. I guess if I had a very particular picture that could work. Anyway, here's what I do want to say. So I did get my passion back for it. I wanted to try one more good time because I think I've tried YouTube 10 different times. I just couldn't because of everything that happened. And I've lost literally everything. I don't even have friends. I have no friends. There is one high school buddy that contacted me that's actually here. What's up, bro? Thanks for dropping by the way. That's actually really cool of you. Yeah, I just, this is all I've got. I mean, this really is all I've got. I mean, I guess I should say it. I said it at the beginning that I wouldn't talk about it, but I had this like extremely harsh falling out with this girl I was with, and because I met somebody, and I actually got my karma. She was a horrible, horrendous liar, and I didn't know about it. I was with her for the last 3 years. God, no, it's actually been. How long has it been? I met her like 4 years ago. We were just friends for a while there. I'll say it was like real serious like the last maybe 2 or 3 years. No, I think it turned into something only like about 2 years ago. Let's say 2 years ago. I think that's what it was. Just trying to put the timeline in my head right. I haven't had too much to think about lately. We got real serious about it and got together, and that's when I got real close to her and learned a lot about her and realized that everything that she said she was and could do and everything in her life was just a lie, just wasn't true. And she was like really harsh and mean and nasty about things. I really got my karma, is what I felt. And I didn't know about it. And I was trying my hardest to just not think about it too much. That sounds harsh to say. I literally just dealt with it like it wasn't that big of a deal, even though in the inside I was crying and weeping and crying out and thrashing. I do not externally get angry. I do not externally push what I feel onto others or anywhere else. Sometimes I'll try to hit my desk, get it out, but I internalize that crap. Usually I start with myself, right? That's probably how I ended up in that mess. What therapy taught me, started this channel because of her, because I really believed that it would be cool to do it with her in a sense. She wasn't going to be in the videos because she didn't want to be, and also that just wouldn't work. But she was there in so many of them. And I made this decision because her and I had this like really hard falling out, because I actually did eventually, as time went on, start to get to a point where like, no, I am not gonna I am not gonna put up with this anymore. And I ended it right then and there. Because I did not want to be with that person. that fake, disgusting, lying person. 2 complete years of just harsh abusive relationship. There's always 2 sides, you know. I felt like the whole time I felt like there's just no way it could be this, you know, like and it was stupid too, like just lying about things that just weren't true to either seem cool or like she knew shit or something like that. And you heard of compulsive lying. It wasn't like cheating behind my back or something. It was just that kind of stuff that like I had to put my foot down on. It turned into stuff that actually started getting real serious, like things that put us into really harsh debt that I'm still in, that she doesn't have to deal with at all. That kind of stuff that I had to put my foot down on. Like I said, God, karma, just all over me. And that's like something else I'm afraid of is, you know, she's kind of like basically gone and everything. And here I am. I actually took a couple of weeks because I scrubbed the videos. That's actually what I was talking about before when I scrubbed 16 videos. I deleted them because she was in them. And I didn't want that existing. Also, I got to thinking about the fact that I wanted my camera back, and because I was doing it without a camera, which had some niceties to it, but I just kind of missed having one. So that's back. It feels a little weird to splice in another one, but I wanted to talk about it because I apparently did not mention this properly when I recorded that, but that's totally fine, I guess. About that girl. I said just a moment ago for you that she was basically gone. Well, that's not actually true. I think what I was really trying to say is that I sort of booted her out of my life, and then she sort of found her way back in it in a different kind of way. She's still around, and she seems to be truthing. I don't really know. I don't trust her at all, but I want to make it very clear. I understand the stupidity of not just dropping somebody and leaving. I don't have that very many people in my life, like I was telling you just a moment ago. And the issue of this is that I kind of didn't want to lose my best friend, but honestly, I'm still battling with like, what do I do with that? She's made it very clear she wants to do everything to change. We'll see about that. She wants to do everything to make up for it and all this other kind of stuff, and who knows what will happen. I got some red dye on my hands. Look like I killed somebody. That red dye is some harsh shit, man. She says she will. I am not a believer that I have any kind of power to change anyone. I'm not even going to try. That is her journey. We still talk, but that's about it. I'm very distant. I think that's what I was really meaning when I said that she's gone, because she's not so in my life that she has any influence over anything and can do anything. She's sort of just kind of there, as that friend that I can talk to from time to time, but not to make serious decisions or to talk to about advice or, you know, like she's gone out of the heart in a way like that, but she's still here. But she is not a part of this channel. She will not have anything to do with it. This is our thing, and that's going to be it. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this because I want to, and because it's fun, and because I really want to see where it goes. And I'm going to take the words of my friend Just Jargon that I used to know. Do it because it's fun and don't expect to get anywhere. And if something cool happens along the way, then hey, at least you didn't expect anything if it doesn't go well. Because I'm sorry, I'm butchering his line. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. She's still here, but in a different kind of way. If I told you who she was, it would kind of shock you and it wouldn't make any goddamn sense, but let's just say nobody knows who she is. She's not some famous figure, kind of, in a way. But I'm going to leave that the hell alone. I don't want you to know this person because she sucks, but I still love her and care about her, so here's what I'm going to say. That's how I feel right now towards the person that did those things. I do not think she is those things. I just hated the things that she did. I think she could be a better person. And I mean, I'm just going to say this. If I can't forgive her, how do I expect anyone to forgive me for basically the same thing? Although, honestly, it was like way worse. Like, put me in so many debts. I almost got killed a couple of times. Legitimately, it was pretty horrible. The stories are pretty bad. One of them involved a gun. One of them involved traffic, and I just that should be enough for me to back off, which I have in the most logical way. I don't know if anything that I'm saying makes any sense because I don't know how to make sense of anything in my life to begin with. At this point and stage, I'm just kind of wandering in a dark forest trying to figure out where I'm going. I can at least see the light on my feet, and I can walk and follow that path so that I at least don't tumble down or fall down a pit. And so far, I'm still upright. So I'm doing something right. I'll eventually find my way out, find myself to the greener pastures or something. We'll see along the way. I just wanted to say, yeah, she's still around. Yeah, that's still a thing. Because I don't want anything to be disingenuous. I want it to be as truthful and as honest as possible without anything missing or without anything being said that's just completely wrong. I'm trying to get my story straight. I've tried telling this whole story like a dozen times. This one is recent. This one's new for me. There's always something in life. I am going to try. I want to mention this one last time before I get over to my other self from yesterday. I do want to try and actually contact some of my old editing partners and see if, I don't know, I can at least just make amends with them. I doubt that's going to happen. I think I can do it with at least one of them, but I doubt anything's going to come out of it. I'm back to making videos. I'm going to make videos every day. I've actually already made a week's worth of content. I just haven't really I haven't done anything yet. It's like I'm stationary, like I can't move. I have such a harsh passion building up and erupting in me that I enjoy the editing again. I enjoy the making videos. I enjoy being an idiot and having fun and doing things and talking about things, and just it feels exactly like it did when I first started, but better in a way. So what else is there to talk about? Well, nothing. That's it. That's the whole story. Pretty good timeline too. I actually kept to it. That's something I wasn't able to do the last time I did this shit. I'm playing a wild variety of games, but I don't know if I'm going to post them right away. I actually recorded Subnautica because I wanted to prepare for the second one, and turned out to be a laggy piece of shit because of all the mods I added, which is weird because it wasn't like that before. So I'm going to have to disable them and then enable them one at a time and see which one's broken and just record it again so I can prepare. Also, I found out Doom is releasing the new one, and I wanted to play the first two, so that kind of blows. I'm going to miss out on that. I don't have the money for it anyway. Let's see, Poppy Playtime released a new chapter a long time ago. I missed that. Play some old stuff, but trying to get to the new stuff is going to be challenging for me. So I think the way I'm going to do this is just take it with stride. I'm just going to do my own thing. I can't be other people because I'm just me. That's just how it is. I am going to post every day. I'm going to try to keep a balance between editing and effects and just the game and me. Because I think I've got enough personality to sort of carry a video without the need for all of that effects stuff that I can totally do. I've been practicing and I can do what everyone else is doing. To upload something every single day at that kind of quality would, one, drive a person completely insane, and also it just ain't possible. So I'm going to try to do something in the middle. Got into animation. I can finally draw. Well, with a mouse. I found out about the pen tool in Photoshop. I did not know that existed. See, that's the fun thing. I know how to use Illustrator to hell and back. And when I found out that Photoshop had a pen tool as well, I was like, oh God, I'm good at painting. I can draw 2D models. I've never been good at drawing 2D art. Ever! And then I finally did it. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to post every day. And I'm going to try to do it in my own way, in my own style. I'm going to try to play games that make sense. And by the way, don't don't be afraid to ask me to try to play something. I would totally love to try things. See how it goes. Don't expect me to answer comments all the time. I'll probably just leave a heart or something if I get around to it. But one of the things I'm going to try to do is to just focus on what I want to do. I do read the comments, so don't think I won't. I do like reading those. And I'll probably read them when there's more people one day, because I know eventually there probably will be. I've been doing this for 12 years. I imagine I'll be doing it for another 10, so I don't care. 20 years of doing this. 40 years, 50 years, 1,000 years. I don't care. Until I lose the passion completely, I will stay. Or if I die. If I die, whatever. Hey, by the way, if I die, you're totally allowed to meme my death. You can clip this and remember this for the entirety. I'm totally cool. Meme it. Have a good time. I'm gonna have a good time with the life that I have. I don't have to hold myself to a past that I'm not living anymore. And I'm also not gonna hold myself to a future I haven't gotten to. So let's just do our own things and try to do the best we can do with what we have. That's all we can do. Or at least that's all I can do. Till something changes drastically. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what these are, my grandmother buys me these like stuffed animals every year, and I've just been collecting them because she just likes doing it as a gift or something. So I piled some of them up there. There's some on my lights that are kind of like clip-on that I use to turn them on and off because it's just looks like they're crawling up the lights. It's interesting. I still go to the gym every day. I actually lost 30 pounds. Oh my god, this is an hour long? Well, maybe not for you, but it is definitely an hour long so far. Man, that story took a long time to tell. Well, I guess if this is raw, it is going to be about an hour. Sorry about that. I don't really have anything else to say. I do have a wide variety of things I want to do. I want to try film. I want to try animation. I want to try playing some games. Guess I'm just going to be me and do my own thing because I don't know what else to do. And if something works out, cool. If it doesn't, well, this is just a cool hobby. I don't know about doing a bunch of collab things, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm so busy all the goddamn time, so I don't know how that would ever work out, but I'm sure I can fit something in. Network as much as possible. I don't know how many friends I'll make along the way, but we'll see. Well, I don't have anything else to say. I just kind of want to say that I'm back. This is the whole story, and I don't think I'm going anywhere this time. I'm not going to delete any of the videos. I'm not going to delete this channel. That's a promise. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Doing a normal outro about something that doesn't require it. Look, I'll see you tomorrow, alright? High five to the face. Whee!